Hello bearded bee people, welcome back to the B&K's Bees channel for another episode of Random Inspection Friday. This is where we were for, I might not have already gotten that video up, so this is one of our honey yards. We had just done late season splits from these 3 hives, and we split them into 10 basically. So I am going to be releasing a queen, but I'll also be checking for eggs to make sure that they didn't already have a queen because there were a couple that we missed. And since today's Thursday, I figured I'd get this done so that you guys have a Random Inspection Friday up on Friday. So let's get started. This yard is not the gentlest, not the way we'd want these bees to be acting every time we get in. So this re-cleaning is following in line with our late season split strategy, but it's also taking care of some of this that you're seeing right now. Really aggressive. There we go. Okay, so some capped brood. I already know that they don't have a queen. There's a capped cell right there. So that answers my question right away. There's a little bit of drone brood. Okay, to get in there, see the difference in size. You've got worker brood on the outsides here, and this popcorn stuff is drone brood. I gotta set this aside. Get this stinger off of me. I just found out that one of the people I'm kind of mentoring doesn't even own a smoker. It's just as important as your veil. Have to have smoke rolling. Alright, so this is just nectar. Probably see in the cells the reflections there. And they're drinking it in response to being smoked. There's a little bit of drone brood toward the bottom of that frame right there. A couple drones on it. See another big old queen cell. Now, pulling these queen cells out isn't completely necessary. They have been with these caged queens long enough to accept them. And when she gets out, they will all realize that they have a laying queen and tear those cells down. So when I'm making up mating nukes and putting queen cells in there, I never worry about the cells, and I never have an issue. They would rather choose the laying queen than the cell, although sometimes if you're giving them a cell, they'd rather make their own. But yeah, so I wouldn't normally go through here and remove every single queen cell for that purpose, but since I'm going through anyway, might as well pull them off. Here's another one. This one you might think would be a swarm cell. Oh, looks like, yeah, this one you might think would be a swarm cell because it's on the bottom of the frame, but that's not an outright rule. You see swarm cells up toward the middle of the frame. You'll see supersedures down at the bottom. Just know that they're queen cells. You have to rely on other cues to tell you for what reason they are drawing those cells out. Alright, a little bit more smoke. Probably notice that these bees are just differently mannered than the ones at the main yard. Have to be more, of course it's not the perfect bee weather day, but still, they're just a little bit more aggressive. There's a big old queen cell up here. I'm going to pull it off. Here's some capped brood. We've got the drone brood down here at the bottom. If I were doing everything I should be doing, I'd scrape this drone brood off because, first of all, it's September 9th or something like that, and the drones are no longer necessary. And second of all, mites. Mites prefer drone brood, and if you can pull them off while it's capped, you're removing some mites, definitely. There's some more capped worker brood. Looks pretty good. A lot of nectar around and mixed in with the brood, which is good because once again it's September 9th and these things have to start getting backfilled. I want this box to be, 60 or 70 pounds before winter. There's some more brood in the same situation with some drone brood on the bottom. You'd think that these were preparing to swarm, and they might have been before we made that split. Might have been. But I'm not worried about that anymore. Nice capped brood there, some nectar in the open cells, runny bees. I've said it before, I hate runny bees. I would rather they just continue doing what they're doing and not pay me any attention at all while I'm going through. And I have some bees that are like that, and I have some hives that are obviously not like that at all. There's another queen cell. Up to the top.
2.
Another one right here. Some more drone brood, calf brood, open nectar. Similar situation on this side, more brood, less nectar on this one. There's a nice capped, older, you can tell by the coloration. The freshly capped cells are that nice light tan color, and they get darker and darker as they get older. A lot of dirty bee feet walking on it. There you see the empty section in the middle where it's already emerged. Katie, you want to come up here and show there's some emerging at this point? Proper term is emerging. The egg is existent for 3 days, hatches into a larvae. So when these are adult bees walking out of the cell, they're emerging, not hatching. But I say hatching all the time, and I won't count it against you if you say that as well. So yeah, that's a good looking brood frame. Tiny little patch of brood at the bottom there. Nectar everywhere else. Empty. I'm going to turn the empty toward the inside so that if that new queen feels like coming out to this side and laying that part up, she has the availability to do that. Empty. Okay, so these are definitely going to need a lot of food. We're going to come out with a 5-gallon bucket and put it right above the inner cover like I've done in videos in the past. They're nowhere near winter ready as far as the overall weight of the colony goes, but they will grow. This young queen that I'm about to let go will lay this thing up. It will be densely populated, and we will feed them, and feed them some more. This was so hard to get out, I wonder if it's going to allow me to get that back in there without making too much ruckus. Ruckus is an old person's word, and I just used it. There we go. Come on, y'all whippersnippers. Let's do this. Ah, crap. Propolis, dried cold propolis is hard to break. Alright, so here's the queen of our prestigious Mary Ellen line, and I'm going to let her out. She's been in here for 5 days, 4 days, something like that, long enough Probably bordering on too long. Wrong way, little girl. Come on. We ain't got all day. I got places to go, people to see. And there she goes. Alright, thanks for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you haven't already. You'll get notified for future Random Inspection Friday videos. But, as always, you can tune in next week for another episode. Get out there and have some fun with your bees.